Hi, y'all. Welcome to It Doesn't Have to Be Perfect, a podcast where I talk about literally anything that I'm interested in that week. And it ranges from psychology to society, pop culture, literally anything that I'm going through. I love to just come on here and give you what I've learned and the resources I used. And I think it makes it easier when you're going through something so specific and you have someone to turn to that is also going through the same exact thing. And it happens so often. Like, the algorithm, say what you want about the algorithm, but it knows me. Like when I go on my YouTube feed and there's a very specific thing that I was like struggling with or thinking about and it's on there, I'm like, girl, like how? But like it's so helpful. So that's kind of what this podcast is essentially. And today I wanted to talk about how I'm trying to be less, how do I put this nicely? Stupid. And I don't mean that like to say like that I think I'm incapable of, or that I'm less than, or that I feel like I know that I'm a smart person, right? But I also know that everyone has limitations, and I'm not trying to put limitations on myself, but I think this is sounding like I'm like, self-deprecating. I'm not trying to do that. Like I've gone this far in life pretty well off, okay? Like I have a roof over my head. I never miss a meal unless I forget. I get to, have the indulgence of having my cute little pets that I care for and I take to the vet and I can take care of their expenses. I'm able-bodied enough to work and I am able to take care of myself, right? But when it comes to book smart or like school smart, I'm getting my master's right now, yes. But just because I'm getting my master's doesn't mean that I'm necessarily, like, just because someone is in that field doesn't mean that they know everything about that field or that they're an expert, unfortunately. And have you ever met people at whatever workplace where they're supposed to be an expert, right? And they can't really give you an answer on like why things are the way they are for this particular problem, and they can't really like elaborate on that. Well, that's how I feel sometimes. Like I graduated with my bachelor's in sustainability, and don't get me wrong, I know a lot, but I feel like I could know more. I feel like I could do a better job at learning more and knowing more. Same with everything that I do. I know how to work out, but like, do I know how to work out efficiently? I know how to do research, but like, do I know how to do research well? Like, do I even like actually take the time? Because there are some days where concepts will just go over my head and I don't bother to take a second look or thought at it. And that's what I'm trying to work on. I feel like I know a lot, but I don't really bother to know more. Does that make sense? So I know that I'm not, incapable, and I know that I can. And it's just like learning how to learn better. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like I want to learn how to learn better, because a quote that's really gotten me through these past few months of my master's program is, and even like with social media, is anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. And that quote essentially just says that anything that you want to do, it doesn't have to be perfect. Ha ha ha. That was not intended, but it literally doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as you're doing it, as long as you're getting started. And I feel like that quote really helps for like people that struggle with procrastination, right? Because at least you get started, right? And I've gotten very good at getting started, right? But I think I want to now go from just doing the bare minimum to doing my best with that particular thing, right? Because yes, I'm doing all these things, but like, am I doing them well? Am I really taking the time? Am I doing proper research? Am I actually understanding the concepts and the theorems and exactly what can I explain what I'm doing to someone else without fumbling on my words, without stumbling, without being like, well, actually, I don't know how I did it. do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's like this clarity that I want to have that I see other people having. And because of the age of short form content, it's really easy to just like not care to do all those things because it's like you don't need to. But like, I want to. I'm 25. I don't want to just be cruising along anymore. I want to be able to like know what I'm talking about, you know, like, and have like a firm foot. Like, yeah, like that's exactly what this is. Like, I know what I'm talking about. Like, I know it inside out. Like, I know the concept, you know, like the back of my hand. And I saw this one video of this girl essentially saying the same thing. And there was a teacher that commented on the video and said the best way to learn, especially when you're reading a new book that's like completely not what you usually read, or any like research that you're doing, look up every term that you don't understand. And that's something that I don't do. Like, sometimes I'll do it, yeah, but like I don't really like really go into it. Like, I'll like use context clues, right? And like that's as far as I'll go, unless it's like, I think it's just rare that I look it up, right? And she was just saying how like this is the most effective way of like learning how to learn. Like, that's how you learn. If you want to understand the whole concept correctly as it is, and not just like, oh, I understand like the basics, yeah, but like, can you explain it? So that's something I want to start doing, because yeah, like I can read a whole book, but like, did I understand everything that like happened in the book? Can I explain this to someone else? Like, I want to get better at that. I just want to get smarter. I just want to be able to be like, yeah, I know about that. Yeah, I know about this, you know, like, and I think that's in part because this past week, right, I have been wanting to focus on my schoolwork more. So I deleted Instagram and TikTok off my phone. I have it on my iPad, and I'll post on there still like daily. If you want to go follow that. But I post on there daily, right? Because I still can get film from my phone or from my camera, and then, you know, get that into the iCloud and then do my little fun little videos, right? But I've noticed that I have so much more time now, and like there's this like sense of clarity because I'm not autopilot going on my phone and just checking the news feed, because like I've noticed myself do that over and over again. But now like I'm getting to a point where like I know there's nothing on there, and if I do open up my phone, I'm usually like reading an article like in the browser, because like I want something, but like I don't have that instant gratification content. And so I'm just like reading an article. Like, who, Janine, who is this? Like, she's reading an article on her phone. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. It's mostly like self-improvement stuff. I'm not gonna lie, you know, nothing too crazy out here. Like, it's usually the content that I would consume anyways if it was just like a book or whatever. But I want to be like smarter. I want to be better. I don't know, like I think it's just kind of shown me that there is so much autopilot and kind of just just cruising that happens on the day-to-day basis of my life, and I don't like it. And I'm not saying I'm never going to have Instagram or TikTok on my phone. I don't think that's the case, but I think I will use to my advantage that I have, you know, an iPad, and I can just kind of separate those two, because then I can focus on other things. And like, I don't know, because usually even before going to bed, I always play the same rerun show, Modern Family or Friends or Gossip Girl or Gilmore Girls. I love me a good rewatch, but like I don't do any, like, I'm not actively paying attention. Like, it's kind of just background noise. And at night, when I don't have that background noise, I notice that like I'll go to sleep a lot earlier than I usually go. Like, I've been going to sleep like at 10, 9 on a good day, but usually I'd like stay up until 12 or 1, because it's just kind of like, it's there, it's easy, I don't have to think about it. And I haven't been doing that this week either. And I'm like, oh, like, this is different. This is interesting. It kind of just reminds me of like being at grandma's house when I was like 7, you know, and like she just didn't have a TV, and just like you go back to you go to sleep and you're just staring at a wall, and then eventually, you know, there's darkness and you fall asleep, right? Like, it's just what it is, right? And it's like a very comforting old but new thing that I'm doing, and it's like baby steps. Okay, I'm not like completely cutting off social media. I'm not completely like, obviously no, because I'm here, you're listening to this, and I'm posting every day. So like, it's not like a complete cutoff, but I think a boundary that I'm setting, because I want to focus on just being able to learn more, being able to like, because I've noticed like I sometimes will walk through, I don't know, say the mall or whatever, and I don't notice things around me. It's really bad actually, because, well, my best friend, right? He's very observative, and is that a word? Yes, it is. And he just noticed all his surroundings, and he reads everything around him, right? And I'm not like that. I kind of just go with the flow and just like, cruise through life, like I'm saying. And he'll be like, did you not read that sign? It says like we can't do that here. And I was like, oh, I didn't read the sign. He's like, oh, do you not pay attention to your surroundings? And I'm like, yes. No, not really. And it's really bad. It's not great. And if you're listening to this and you're thinking about kidnapping me, don't, because I feel like I'm just exposing myself here. But no, like, I just want to get better. I just like having more mental clarity and just reading as much as I can, like learning as much as I can, like knowing about the world around me. I don't know much about the world around me. Like, yes, I can name like 10 major brands, but can I name like 10 native species to Arizona? I don't know if I can. And that's the issue, and that's what I want to work on. That's what I want to be better at. I want to be better at just relentless learning, which is a new term that I learned because I was not on TikTok and I was not on Instagram, and I was just, trying to find something like articles and self-help stuff, and relentless learning was a term that came up. Looked it up, right? And it's just essentially like, instead of autopilot to your phone with like Instagram or TikTok, you autopilot to like reading something, picking up something, or watching an educational video. And I went through a phase in 2020 where I was really good at this, and I felt really good about myself. That was an era that I always like look back on, and I'm like, I was really like serious about it. And then I became so serious about it that I kind of like lost myself, and it was like our whole 2020 was a weird year, dude. So I don't know, but now I'm just like, okay, I know that like completely cutting something off is not great, because like I still want to do those things, but like, can there be a balance? Can there be a boundary that you can set instead of just having a be all in? Because I want to be able to go all in like the real world, and like being out here and having real conversations, and not just being so mindless all the time. And I'm not saying I'm an airhead, but like I'm pretty close to it, okay? And yes, you can say I'm emotionally intelligent, yeah, and I am emotionally intelligent, I will say that. But like, then there's like the educational side and the factual things, and like I just want to know more. I think I love my self-reflection, right? But I also want to be able to be just informed in general. I just want to know more. And the more you know, like the more I think doors open and possibilities, because you learn about new possibilities, you learn about new opportunities, you acquire a whole new skill set by just knowing more. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to be less dumb, less stupid. I don't know what I'm going to call this video, but something along those lines, because I want to be better. And I know that's something that like all of us want to do, but like it isn't until you get serious about it that like things actually start happening for you. Because that I took making those actions, like reaching, all these social media platforms a little harder to access as they're on my iPad, has made it easier to just default to like greater things to listen to or to watch or to read. So yeah, I hope you got something out of that, because I go through seasons where I'll work on this, I'll work on that. And I think I really want to focus on this particular thing right now, just being a better human, being a better human, and, paying attention to the world around me instead of looking down on my phone. And I know we're not going to do that perfectly. I know that I don't do it perfectly, and I don't even think there is a perfect way to do that. But as long as you're trying, and as long as you're putting those boundaries, I think we're going to be good. I think you're going to see a lot of improvement mentally. And yeah, But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.